Smoke from wildfires razed Greece's second-largest island on Monday like a blaze that consumed 1,000 homes and 500,000 acres for a seventh straight day. Such is the extent of the devastation that the only way it can be fully recorded is from space, with EU weather satellites revealing how the fires have burned their way from one side of the globe to another. Evia Island. The Evia fire is one of about a dozen fires currently burning in Greece, which is in the midst of its worst heat wave in 30 years, but by far the most widespread and severe. Hundreds of residents were forced to flee the inferno as the hillside became a wall of fire, bunching up in boats while smoke filled the air and water-carrying helicopters hovered overhead. In Evia alone, nearly 500,000 acres of arid forest have burned while at least 1,000 homes have burned down in the village of Mantodi, Greek news site Protothema reports. Firefighters said there was hope that Evia's blaze could be brought under control today as the blaze that tore through the entire island eventually reached the sea and burned through the forest. Giannis Kontsias, the mayor of the town of Istiaia, reported, "The situation with the fires has started to return to normal, since each front was submerged in water." But others fear that the crisis is far from over, with Mr. Stamoulos warning of the risk of floods and landslides even as the flames are finally extinguished. Landslides often occur as a result of wildfires because the plant roots that normally hold the soil together are burned, making the ground unstable and likely to shift. The risk of flash flooding is also increased as the heat from the fire travels to the ground in places, causing it to repel rather than absorb water. The wildfires have stretched Greece's firefighting capabilities to the limit, and the government has appealed for help from abroad. The situation is improving, Agriculture and Forestry Minister Bekir Pakdemirli said late Sunday. "It's too early to say the fire is under control, but we're getting to that point." Meanwhile, Western Europe has also seen some of the worst flooding in recent years, which scientists say is also a result of climate change. More than 100 people died across Germany and Belgium after 3 months of rainfall in just a few hours last month, washing away entire towns and leaving thousands homeless. Final calls to tackle climate change after decades of inaction are now accelerating, with the United Nations releasing a report today warning the world is already experiencing the effects of climate change action, which is supposed to get worse and worse. The report said that a 1.5 degrees Celsius increase in temperature, considered by many to be a tipping point, makes the damage to the planet irreversible, likely a decade earlier. Century than before, the report said.